On Tuesday, October 14th, 2025, authorities in North Texas were called to Medical City McKinney, a medical facility in McKinney, Texas, after a toddler was brought to the hospital with serious injuries. 30-year-old Christopher Alexander, who is the child's mom's boyfriend, had brought this child to the hospital after he had heard a thud from another room, and then upon going to check on that thud, he saw the child unresponsive. Hospital staff, however, told authorities that the child's injuries were not consistent with that of just a fall, as he had severe brain trauma, brain bleeding, bruising all over his body at different stages of healing, and wounds to his chest and stomach. When Chelsea Berg, the toddler's mother, was questioned, she said that she had left him with her boyfriend around 7:30 a.m. that morning so that she could go to work. She said that around lunchtime she received a call from her boyfriend. He was extremely panicked. He said that her son had fallen and that he was taking him to the hospital. She claims that her son did not have any injuries to his body before she left for work. And that would be a lie because, like the doctor said, he had different bruises all over his body at different stages of healing. Some were older than just that day. Before Christopher here could be questioned by authorities, he retained an attorney while sitting in the hospital. He said that he was not speaking to police officers at all. Authorities didn't really need his statements though, because they were already starting their investigation and were able to get enough evidence to arrest both him and the child's mother, Chelsea. Both were taken into custody and formally charged. Chelsea was charged with injury to a child by omission, while Christopher was charged with injury to a child and tampering with evidence. A newly released arrest warrant affidavit shows that there were warning signs that something was seriously wrong in the weeks before this child was hospitalized. And Chelsea here knew everything and didn't do a single thing to ensure that her child was protected and away from this guy who was clearly hurting him. So apparently both of their cell phones were subpoenaed, and text messages show that Chelsea had confronted her boyfriend multiple times through text about bruises and marks on her son's body. A couple of the text messages that she sent to Christopher Alexander say, quote, "He clearly hit his head when he fell. He has a bruise on his eyebrow and his whole jawline and cheek is bruised. You're reckless. He has progressively been getting more and more hurt with you. Leave me alone. I'm not blind. You're dangerous." Christopher basically asked her if she was serious, and she responds back, quote, "1000% serious. You bruise him, hurt him, cause damage every single time that you're alone with him. There hasn't been a single time you've been alone with him where he hasn't been hurt." And this realization, these texts were sent a month prior to her child being hospitalized. She continued to leave her son alone with him, knowing full and well that he was not safe in his care. Right now, the child, Dawson Zamora, is in the hospital. According to his biological father, who has been by his side this entire time, Dawson has not improved and he is still in very, very critical condition. He said that Dawson is in a medically induced coma, and that is likely how it's going to be for quite some time because of the level of sedation that he's at. He is at risk of cardiac arrest if he's taken off the sedation at this specific moment. He also said that doctors have told him that because Dawson's injuries are still too severe, they don't know what he's going to be able to do versus not be able to do as far as motor skills. He said that he plans to fight for justice all the way to the end, not just against this guy here, but against this woman right here. Both Christopher and Chelsea are no longer in jail. They actually bonded out after Chelsea paid 10% of her $100,000 bond, and Christopher paid 10% of his $210,000 bond. Why they were even offered a bond after what their actions did to this child is crazy. Even though they are out though, the judge has ruled that both of them have no contact at all with Dawson or anybody from his family. But personally, I don't think that's enough. These two belong in jail. They belong locked up. There should be no other options on the table other than that. What do you guys think of this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and please send a prayer for little Dawson. We want him to recover and we want him to get better soon.